Okay, so let's get into this. We're going to break down a really powerful story that uses just one single wedding day to explore the whole experience of living under pressure. It's all about the exhausting but deeply human work of just trying to make one day, one single day, feel whole. And this line right here, this is everything. It's the key to the whole narrative. See, this isn't a story about some peaceful, happy life that's suddenly shattered by a tragedy. Nope. It's about a family that has already been shaped by constant daily interruption, a world where finding joy is an act of sheer defiance. So here's what you've got to understand. The author isn't using the wedding to create new conflict. Not at all. It's being used to shine a giant spotlight on the pressures this family already deals with every single day. The roads, the checkpoints, the waiting, these aren't plot twists. They're just the baseline reality, and the wedding makes that reality impossible to ignore.
What's so brilliant here is how the author presents the family. They're not just characters in a story. They're living, breathing maps of history. The way each person helps with the wedding preparations, well, it reveals a completely different strategy for just getting by in their world.
I mean, look at this. Each person embodies a whole strategy for survival. You have Salim, the grandmother. She is the living memory of everything that was lost. Then there's the father Salim, who's learned that for him, love is basically logistics. The mother, Nadia, she's trying desperately to protect the day from turning bitter. And the bride, Mariam, all she wants is one normal, ordinary day. And of course, you've got the brother, Yusuf, who uses sarcasm like a shield against how completely absurd everything is.
So the whole story is really built around two central conflicting symbols. And these aren't just objects, you know. They are the two massive forces pulling this family in opposite directions. You have the road, and you have the key.
Let's break this down a bit. On one hand, you have the road. It's this external, totally unpredictable force. It's all about permission, about being broken apart. It literally has the power to decide if a family can even be in the same room together. But then on the other hand, you have the key, and the key is purely internal. It's a symbol of inheritance, of memory, of an identity that can't be broken. It reminds them that their story didn't just start today, you know?
And this line, wow, it comes from Hassan. He's the relative who's stuck at the crossing. Someone asks him where he is, and he makes this dark joke. It's just so powerful because it shows how the road has changed everything. A simple, everyday question like, hey, where are you? Well, for them, it's become the central political question of their existence. And then, as a direct answer to the road, you get this from Salim. Her words about the key frame it as a kind of moral inheritance. It's this physical thing that reminds them that their history is right there with them, that their joy isn't rootless. It's a really powerful pushback against that fragmenting force of the road.
So you can feel all this tension just building and building, right? And it all comes to a head on the wedding day itself. This is where the family's joy is basically held hostage, constantly threatened by whether or not one single relative is going to make it.
You can literally track the entire emotional roller coaster of the day just through 3 phone calls. The first call, he's waiting, just confirms it. The interruption is real. The second call with that answer, I don't know, man, that just captures the agonizing uncertainty that defines their lives. And then that final call, I'm through. The relief is so intense, it's actually almost painful. And this brings us to what might be the story's most important idea: engineered joy. Think about that for a second. In this world, joy isn't something that just happens. It's not free or natural. It has to be actively constructed, piece by painstaking piece, through phone calls and backup plans and just a sheer force of will. The ordinary isn't a given. It's an incredible, hard-won achievement.
So where does this all leave us? What does it all mean? Well, the author's final thoughts bring it all together in this powerful metaphor. The wedding is like a map of everything left unfinished.
The author makes this incredibly powerful argument here. The central trauma, the deepest wound, isn't just about a single event that happened way back in the past. That loss? That's just the beginning of the story.
No, the deeper wound is the ongoing damage that's done to continuity itself. It's that feeling of life being constantly chopped up into little sections, the simple inability to experience one whole, uninterrupted day. And that is what this wedding shows so clearly.
So in the end, the wedding isn't a simple tragedy, but it's not a clean victory either. It's this really complex map of the family's reality. It's not whole, but it's not ruined. It's not free, but it's not defeated. It's a map of who actually made it and who couldn't. It's a map of the history that was carried into that room. And ultimately, It's a map of life just insisting on itself, no matter what.
And the final lesson the family learns comes from the grandmother, this delicate, crucial balance. It's this moment of release, really. She's saying, yes, you have to carry your memories. You have to honor the past, but you cannot let it consume the right of the living to have a future. A bride deserves to hold the future with both hands.
And so the story leaves us with this final, really thought-provoking question. It's all about that stubborn, wounded, and deeply human need to create meaning, to celebrate life, even when you're stuck inside fragmentation. It asks us, to really think about the sheer amount of work and the profound dignity in building something beautiful when the world refuses to grant you one whole, unbroken day.